You are sitting at your oak kitchen table with a ceramic mug of black coffee in your hand. Across from you is a neat manila folder resting on the polished wood. Inside that folder is a single sheet of paper. It is the official release of mortgage document from your bank. It has a gold foil seal on it. You just made your very last payment. You are 65 years old. You look at your spouse and you pour 2 glasses of cheap champagne. You finally did it. You achieved the American dream. You own your home free and clear. No more monthly payments to the bank. No more hanging over your head. You feel a massive weight lift off your chest. You believe you are safe. You believe your retirement is secure because your single largest asset is locked down. And I am here to tell you that you have just walked directly into a slaughterhouse. What your real estate attorney did not tell you when you signed that paperwork is that a paid-off house is the most dangerous financial liability a senior can own in the year 2026. By wiping out that mortgage bank balance, you did not buy freedom. You built a massive unhedged target on your back. You just triggered what I call the equity drain trap. Right now, as you sit there celebrating a silent predatory ecosystem of municipal tax codes, medical asset recovery laws, and federal liquidity freezes is turning its gaze toward your property. The system does not want you to have a mortgage because when a bank owns your house, the bank protects its collateral. When you own your house, the system can strip it bare. I am going to break this wide open today. I am going to teach you the exact federal codes and asset recovery regulations that are being used right now to liquidate the homes of unsuspecting seniors across the United States, Great Britain, Canada, and Australia. I am going to show you how a single slip and fall or a minor shift in municipal tax assessments can wipe out 40 years of hard work in less than 90 days. Smash the like button right now. Do not do it for me. Do not do it to help my channel. Do it because the algorithm actively buries this information. The institutional banks, the state Medicaid departments, and the Internal Revenue Service are perfectly happy when this information stays completely invisible. They rely on your ignorance to fund their balance sheets. By hitting that like button, you are forcing this warning into the feeds of thousands of other seniors who are currently sitting at their kitchen tables, thinking they are safe when they are actually staring down financial ruin. Let me tell you about Thomas and Margaret. Thomas was a senior plant manager for an automotive parts manufacturer in Columbus, Ohio. Margaret was a middle school guidance counselor. They are real people who did everything right. In mid-2025, Thomas turned 67 and decided it was time to call it a career. They had exactly $420,000 sitting in their combined traditional $401,000 accounts. They also had $35,000 in a local credit union savings account for emergencies. But their crowning achievement was their home. It was a beautiful 4-bedroom colonial in a quiet suburb of Columbus valued at exactly $550,000. 2 months before Thomas retired, they wrote a check for $22,000 out of their savings to pay off the remaining balance of their 30-year fixed mortgage. They held a small backyard barbecue with their kids to celebrate. They felt invincible. Then the trap sprang. It did not happen with a massive stock market crash or a dramatic global catastrophe. It started with a routine roof repair. A heavy storm rolled through Ohio and damaged their shingles. The contractor gave them an estimate of $14,000. Thomas went to the bank to get a simple home equity line of credit to cover the cost without draining the remaining $13,000 of cash. But Thomas was now retired. He no longer had a high plant manager salary. He only had his Social Security checks and structured $401,000 withdrawals. The bank looked at his debt-to-income ratio based on his current retirement income and denied the loan. The bank told him that because the house was fully paid off, they could not verify sufficient liquid cash flow to clear their new 2026 stricter lending guidelines. While Thomas was trying to figure out how to pay the contractor, Margaret suffered a severe stroke while working in her garden. She was rushed to the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. She survived, but she required long-term care in a skilled nursing facility. The cost of the facility was $11,500 every single month. Thomas watched their remaining $13,000 in savings vanish in less than 5 weeks. He then began destroying his retirement accounts, taking massive lump sum distributions from his $401,000 to pay the nursing home. Because these were traditional accounts, every dollar he withdrew was taxed as ordinary income. His withdrawals pushed him into a higher federal tax bracket and triggered massive income tax penalties. Within 14 months, the $420,000 of retirement savings was completely gone, $0 left. That is when the state Medicaid office stepped in. Thomas assumed Medicaid would cover Margaret, now that they were broke. But the state of Ohio looked at his asset profile and saw a $550,000 home with 0 liens on it. Under the federal Medicaid Estate Recovery Program, which is mandated by Title 19 of the Social Security Act, the state allowed Medicaid to pay for Margaret care, but placed a formal medical assistance lien directly onto the title of their home. Thomas was trapped in his own house. He could not sell it. He could not borrow against it. When Margaret passed away 18 months later, the state enforced the lien. Thomas was forced to sell the home he had lived in for 34 years. After the state took their cut for the medical bills and the IRS took their cut for the capital gains taxes, Thomas was left with less than $42,000 to his name at age 70. Subscribe to this channel right now if you want to survive what is coming. This is not a hobby. This channel is your tactical survival manual for the modern financial system. If you do not subscribe, you will miss the specific legal workarounds I publish every single week, and you will be left relying on outdated advice from 1995. Let me walk you through the 3 layers of this. Layer number 1 is the great illusion. The illusion is the belief that equity is the same thing as wealth. You have been told your entire life that building equity in your home is the ultimate financial goal. But equity is completely illiquid. You cannot buy a loaf of bread with equity. You cannot pay a surgeon with equity. Equity is dead capital. It sits inside the walls of your house doing absolutely nothing for you until you either sell the property or borrow against it. Layer number 2 is the mechanism. This is how the system actually takes your money. When you have a mortgage on your home, the bank holds a primary security interest. If anyone tries to sue you, or if the government tries to place a lien on your property, they have to stand behind the bank. The bank legal team will aggressively defend the title because they have skin in the game. But when your house is paid off, you lose that corporate shield. You become the sole target. Under United States Code Section 1396P, which governs liens and recoveries for medical assistance, states are legally required to seek recovery from the estates of deceased Medicaid recipients. If your house is sitting there with zero mortgage debt, the state recovery officer will lick his chops because your home is an easy target. It represents an unprotected liquidatable asset. In Canada, the mechanism looks different but hurts just as much. The Canada Revenue Agency uses Section 160 of the Income Tax Act to challenge property transfers made by seniors trying to protect their homes. In the United Kingdom, the local councils use the CARE Act of 2014 to conduct means testing. If you own a paid-off home worth more than £23,250, you are entirely on your own to pay for social care until your liquid net worth is virtually zero. Layer number 3 is the solution. What do educated wealthy people do instead of paying off their homes? They use what is called an equity optimization strategy. They keep a low-interest structured mortgage on the property, or they place the home inside an irrevocable asset protection trust with an independent trustee. By doing this, they strip the equity out of the house intentionally, making the home look completely worthless to creditors, state medical collectors, and trial lawyers. Let me run the math for you so you can see exactly how this works on paper. Let us take a standard $600,000 home owned by a 65-year-old couple in Arizona. Scenario A is the traditional path. They pay off the house entirely. They have $600,000 of home equity and $200,000 in cash savings. Their total net worth is $800,000. A slip-and-fall lawsuit happens on their property, or a medical emergency occurs that costs $300,000. The creditor sues. They take the $200,000 of cash immediately. They then place a judgment lien on the remaining $100,000 against the house. The seniors are now completely broke with a lien on their roof. Scenario B is the optimized path. This same family keeps a $300,000 first mortgage on the home. They take that $300,000 of capital and place it into a secure principal-protected income-producing annuity, or a treasury ladder, generating 5% interest. When the same $300,000 liability hits, the creditors look at the house and see a $300,000 bank mortgage sitting in first position. The house is an unattractive target because foreclosing on it requires paying off the bank first. Meanwhile, the family $300,000 of cash is held inside protected structures that are legally insulated from judgment executions. Take a deep breath. Listen to me very carefully. You do not need to panic, but you do need to act immediately. The old rules of retirement are dead. If you are sitting on a paid-off home or you are planning to pay your house off in the next 24 months, you need to verify your exposure risk right now. I have developed a proprietary asset vulnerability assessment tool specifically for seniors aged 55 to 75. It takes less than 6 minutes to complete. It will analyze your state or country-specific asset recovery laws and tell you exactly how exposed your home equity is to the equity drain trap. Go to equityguard2026.com right now. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not wait until you get a notice from the county or the hospital. Go to equityguard2026.com right now. Fill out the assessment and get your custom protection blueprint. Now let us do a deep scenario breakdown across 3 different regions to show you how this trap adapts to where you live. First, let us look at the United States specifically in a high-tax state like New Jersey compared to a low-tax state like Florida. In New Jersey, municipal tax assessments are skyrocketing. If you own a paid-off home valued at $700,000 in Bergen County, your annual property taxes could easily top $15,000. If you experience a sudden income drop or health crisis and miss just 2 years of property tax payments, the municipality will issue a tax sale certificate under New Jersey Revised Statutes Section 54(5). Private institutional investors will buy that certificate, pay your back taxes, and then foreclose on your $700,000 home for a debt of just $30,000. You lose every single penny of your equity. Now look at Florida. Florida has a powerful homestead exemption under its state constitution, which protects your primary home from forced sale by judgment creditors. But here is the catch that Florida seniors miss. The Florida homestead exemption does not protect you from the federal government or from Medicaid estate recovery under Florida Administrative Code 65C. If you enter a nursing home in Miami and you own a paid-off $600,000 condo, the state of Florida will let you keep the condo while you are alive. But the moment you pass away, the state will execute a recovery claim against that condo before your children can inherit it. The equity is drained anyway. Second, let us look at the United Kingdom. Imagine a retired couple in Surrey with a home valued at £800,000. They paid it off 10 years ago. They think they are leaving a massive inheritance to their children. The local council conducts a care assessment under the Care Act 2014. Because the home is paid off, the council includes the full £800,000 in the financial means test. The couple is classified as self-funders. They are forced to pay £1,800 per week for residential care. To fund this, they are forced into a deferred payment agreement with the council. The council pays the care home fees but rolls the debt up against the equity of the house, adding interest charges every month. By the time both spouses pass away, £500,000 of the home equity has been completely eaten by the council debt. The children receive a fraction of what their parents worked their whole lives to build. Third, let us look at Australia, specifically in New South Wales. You have a paid-off property in Sydney worth 1.5 million Australian dollars. You think you are wealthy. But the Australian government aged care means assessment includes the value of your family home up to a capped threshold of over $200,000. More importantly, if you choose to move into an aged care facility, you must pay a refundable accommodation deposit, which can easily run $7,500,000. If your home is paid off and you have no liquid cash, you are forced to sell the family home in a down market just to fund the entry fee into the facility. Let us look at an emotional climax by comparing Family A and Family B side by side. Both families live on the exact same street in Tucson, Arizona. Both families are 71 years old. Both families own houses valued at exactly $450,000. Family A followed the traditional advice. They scraped and saved for 30 years to pay off their mortgage completely. They have $25,000 left in liquid cash. Their neighbor Family B decided not to pay off their mortgage. They kept a $250,000 mortgage on the house at a fixed rate and kept $250,000 invested in low-risk treasury bonds yielding steady income. In October of 2026, a severe freak accident occurs. The husband in Family A and the husband in Family B are driving together to a hardware store and are hit by an uninsured motorist. Both husbands require extensive long-term rehabilitation care not fully covered by Medicare. Family A looks at their $25,000 of cash. It disappears in 2 months. They try to get a home equity loan on their paid-off $450,000 home. Every bank denies them because their only income is Social Security. The state steps in, provides basic medical care, but places an immediate Medicaid recovery lien on the property for $200,000. When the husband passes away, the wife is forced to sell the house to clear the lien. She is left homeless at 72 with less than $50,000 to her name. Now look at Family B. When the medical crisis hits, they have $250,000 sitting securely in their treasury account. They use the interest income to fund private home health care directly. When the state looks at their home for potential asset recovery, they see a $250,000 primary bank mortgage already registered against the title. The state realizes there is very little unprotected equity to chase after. Family B retains control of their home, the wife stays in her neighborhood, and the children inherit a protected asset. Same street, same home value, completely opposite human outcomes. Here are the 5 specific numbered action steps you must take right now to protect your life savings. Step number 1. Contact a specialized elder law attorney, not a general estate planner. You need a professional who specifically understands the 2026 Medicaid asset recovery guidelines in your specific county and state. Ask them about creating an asset protection trust. Step number 2. Conduct an equity stress test. Calculate exactly how much liquid cash you would have access to if your monthly retirement income fell by 40% tomorrow. If more than 60% of your total net worth is locked up inside your home walls, you are in the danger zone for the equity drain trap. Step number 3. Investigate an equity stripping strategy. This involves legally encumbering your property title through a line of credit or a structured family management company lien. By registering a security interest against your own property, you make the title look completely unappealing to outside predatory lawsuits and state agencies. Step number 4. Review your homeowner's liability insurance policy limits. Most seniors carry the standard $300,000 liability limit that they set 30 years ago. In 2026, inflation has made medical lawsuits much higher. You need to upgrade your liability coverage to at least $1 million and add a comprehensive personal umbrella policy to create an extra layer of insulation over your home equity. Step number 5. Execute a formal 5-year look-back strategy. Federal law requires a 60-month look-back period for any asset transfers regarding Medicaid eligibility. If you wait until you are sick to protect your paid-off home, it is completely too late. You must move your property into protective legal vehicles today while you are healthy, so the clock can start ticking immediately. Let us be completely clear about something. The information provided in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. It does not constitute formal legal, financial, or tax advice. Every individual situation is different, and you must consult with qualified professionals before executing any strategy discussed here. Save this video right now. Click the Save button and add it to a private playlist. This is not casual entertainment. This is not something to watch and forget about. This is your personal financial survival manual for the next decade. Send this video to at least one person you care about. Send it to your brother, your sister, your childhood friend, or your neighbor who just bragged to you about paying off their home mortgage. You might save them from total destitution. I want to hear from you right now in the comments. Tell me your age, and tell me if your home is currently paid off or if you are working toward paying it off. Let me know what your state or country is so we can discuss the specific codes that apply to you. Subscribe to the channel right now to make sure you never miss an update on how the system is shifting the rules against you. Keep your assets liquid, keep your eyes open, and protect your hard work.